There was a time in Skyblock where the world stood still. Every player alive, motionless, stopped in their tracks. They were still breathing, but it was as if they were paralyzed by something. Something new. Something like a cookie clicker minigame. Recently, Hypixel has revamped their cookie clicker minigame with a new questline involving a chocolate factory. Pop D, the owner of this chocolate factory, lets us use the factory, but in return, we have to employ the entire colony of rabbits to generate chocolate for us. In return for doing this, Hoppity offers us a power family of rabbits to help us manage the factory, quite literally a metric ton or more of apparently the world's finest chocolate, and 100 Skyblock XP. Wait, 100 Skyblock XP? Much like Cookie Clicker, we initially have no automation for the chocolate, but for some reason when we click this magical chocolate bunny, it duplicates itself and we get a piece of chocolate. These chocolate are not valid sources of nutrition, but apparently it is awesome. Kind of like money! To start automating chocolate, we need to hire Rabbit Bro with all the chocolate we have. To get even more chocolate, we have to find eggs that Hoppity will place around the island. Inside these eggs, we will find a worker rabbit, which will be placed in a barn. Hoppity also sells 7 of them for a bunch of coins, and you might be wondering, isn't this just a slave trade? Make sure you've upgraded your barn, because if you happen to enslave too many rabbits, they'll be crushed for resources. Although, this sounds somewhat familiar. Anyways, to progress even further, we need to gather more chocolate to increase Rabbit Bro's salary and therefore his production. 20 pay raises later, you're able to hire his more competent cousin. 20 more pay raises to his cousin, and you're able to hire Rabbit Bro's more competent sibling. 20 more pay raises to Sis, and you're suddenly able to hire Rabbit Daddy. 20 more pay raises to and you're suddenly able to hire Rabbit Granny. Is Granny like a ninja or something? How is she the most competent? With all of these new workers introduced, a new layer of complexity. Who should you promote and at what time? Using calculus, you can prove that the obvious answer depends on the chocolate per second to chocolate cost ratio, because we want the most chocolate production with the least chocolate possible. Unfortunately, I don't think most Skyblock players are able to perform mathematical calculations in their heads, so the next best option is to rely on mods like Sky Honey. Anyways, knowing about math and optimized upgrade paths isn't enough. If you wanted even more chocolate, you would have to go even further. It's just like they say, a good boss can get down in the trenches and help out his workforce. So that's exactly what you should do, but you need to do it efficiently. Instead of clicking with one finger, click with 2. Instead of clicking with one hand, click with 2. Wait, take a step back. Apparently you can just hold the drop button and you will have above 20 clicks per second. Never mind, they patched it. No, to go even further. Anyways, another way to get more chocolate is to get as many rabbits as possible. So I stayed up for the majority of the first Hoppity hunt, but halfway through the update on day 1, people have already found a bug that was catastrophic enough for the admins to disable it temporarily. Many people were not happy about this. Especially this guy. I think he needs help. For context, there was actually a chocolate dupe glitch in dungeons where if you open the menu repeatedly while in spirit form, you get hundreds of millions of chocolate. It's patched now, so we move on. After staying up for the entirety of the first event, I happened to end up with around 165 unique rabbits working for my chocolate factory. At the time, I positioned at around top 150 worldwide, and I thought to myself, maybe I should go for number 1. Nah, it will take too much effort. I have other things to worry about, such as inflation. My goal for this video is the 100 Skyblock XP, and in order to get it at the prestige as fast as possible. Believe me when I say this, but the fastest way to prestige is to prestige. At prestige 2, you gain an ancient time tower that mysteriously increases your chocolate production by 10% for each level. Out of all the things we could use an ancient time tower for, this is how we use it. At prestige 3, we gain a rabbit shrine, which will increase our chances of getting higher rarity rabbits. At Prestige 4, the will of our workers are starting to fade, so we need a man to speak to the people. A motivational speaker. We need to hire Coach Jackrabbit. He is a man of myth. A man built purely on testosterone. A man so masculine that he would inspire the people to... One thing I'd like to point out about the Hoppy Hunt event is that there are these unsung heroes who do everything in their way to get rid of injustice, and they do it against the people who stand on top of the eggs, blocking other people from grabbing it. And they do it by summoning a tier 5 rev and kill them. There may have been some collateral damage, but praise these unsung heroes. Evidence of this happening I saw was that there was this person fishing for sea walkers to get zombie EXP. Very improbable that they summoned the atoned revenant, but I found it funny nonetheless. Before we get on to Prestige 5, I think it's best to actually get to know the people that we've worked so closely with along the way. Starting with Rabbit Bro. Psst, guys, I think Rabbit Bro's kind of egotistical. Alrighty, what about his cousin? Guys, I think he's kind of lazy. Alright, what about his sister? Okay, I'm gonna say it out loud. Do I even want to get involved with her? Alright, what's up, Dad? He has a pretty good sense of humor. What's up, Ninja Granny? She's a ninja, but she's wholesome. It is time to revert back time to the good old days. I'm gonna get Prestige 5. Let's go! 25 Skyblock XP! Finally, we made it to Chocolate Prestige 5, which means no more sleepless nights of just clicking this chocolate bunny. I'd like to thank all of my voluntary workers who helped me generate chocolate AFK. Without them, it would have taken me 20 years. I would like to thank Coach Jackrabbit for being the pillar for the people. Without him, I wouldn't have the mental health to push as I do now. To all the haters out there saying I still have 6 mythic rabbits to catch, get a life. I'd rather play Pokemon. With this, I'm finally free. No. No. No.